Papoose and Remy Ma were once seen as one of hip-hop's most solid couples, the definition of ride or die love. They were the image of loyalty and strength, a team that had survived prison time, fame, rumors, and the ugly sides of the music industry. But this past weekend, that picture-perfect image cracked wide open, and social media has been on fire ever since. What started as whispers last year exploded into full-blown chaos, with both Remy and Pap finally addressing the drama publicly and dragging their private pain into the spotlight. It all kicked off with Papoose going live on Instagram to say, he's officially filing for divorce. For fans who followed their journey, this felt like heartbreak. But things didn't stop there. Remy Ma wasn't about to stay silent. She jumped into the conversation with her own receipts, literally voice. Notes, public videos, photos, pawn shop receipts, and accusations began flying in every direction. This wasn't just a breakup. This was a war with love at the center and the internet watching every move. For over a year, rumors swirled that Remy was romantically involved with a battle rapper from her league, Easy the Block Captain. At first, it was just gossip, whispers, between fans and blogs. But when pictures and videos started popping up of Remy and Easy out together, people started to piece things together. Then came the bombshell. Remy herself released a video hanging out with Easy, basically confirming what everyone had already assumed. And suddenly the public began to see her differently. To make things worse, Pat had apparently moved on and was rumored to be dating boxing champ Claressa Shields. And when Claressa appeared on The Breakfast Club and spoke lightly about the whole situation, calling Remy emotional without directly throwing shade, it still set off fireworks. Remy wasn't feeling it at all. She went off, and that led to more. IG lives, more accusations, and more people choosing sides. It was no longer just about love. It became about ego, betrayal, and the scars left behind. Then Papoose, who rarely talks publicly, did the unthinkable. He spoke. For over an hour, he shared his side of the story on Instagram Live. That's when things really got wild. He revealed voice recordings of Remy, and the stuff she said had jaws dropping. In the audio, Remy admitted she was about to stop dealing with Easy, but now felt forced to stay close to him. Why? Because Pap had just knocked the guy out. Apparently, Pap found out that Easy had been with his wife, and when they crossed paths, Easy offered him a handshake like nothing had happened. That didn't sit right with Pap. He felt disrespected, like a man was trying to play in his face after being involved with his wife. So he handled it the way a street-raised New Yorker might. He threw hands. And when the dust settled, Remy called him not to check on him, but to say he messed everything up. In the voice note, Remy told Pap that because he wilded out, now she had to stay close to Easy to make sure he doesn't press charges. She said she was about to curve him, but now she had to be nice to him. The energy in that message wasn't cold or casual. It was fiery, passionate, and more than a little revealing. Instead of sounding like someone who had cut ties with the guy, Remy sounded invested. That rubbed people the wrong way. It made fans wonder, was she still emotionally tied to Easy? And while all this chaos was unfolding, another voice chimed in. Cameron and Mase. They gave their 2 cents on the whole saga and added even more spice to the already burning pot. They joked, analyzed, and reminded everyone how complicated love can get when money, pride, and fame are all involved. One of them even pointed out that this whole thing could have been avoided if there had just been a prenup. But the drama didn't stop at the relationship triangle. It got messier. At one point, Remy reportedly pulled out a receipt from a pawn shop claiming a Cartier bracelet had gone missing. The implication? That someone took it. The tension between them wasn't just emotional anymore. It had turned material, legal, and even violent. The same people who once symbolized black love were now airing each other's dirt like high school drama on a group chat. Behind all this madness is a deep history. Pat held Remy down for years while she was locked up. He waited, he supported, he stayed loyal when most people would have moved on. That loyalty became a huge part of their public identity. When Remy came home, they got married and showed their shoe world what love under pressure looked like. But as the years passed, something clearly changed. Maybe it was the fame, maybe the attention, or maybe they just outgrew each other in ways they couldn't fix. And it's not just the relationship that's taken a hit. Remy Ma's reputation has taken serious damage too. People who once praised her strength and realness are now side-eyeing her choices. The idea of her cheating on Papoose, the guy who stood by her through everything, has shifted public opinion. The internet isn't always fair, but in this case, the backlash has been brutal. Some are calling her out, others are defending her, but almost everyone has an opinion. There's also the legal side of things. When you're married, breaking up isn't as simple as walking away. There's paperwork, property, legal rights. Some people think Pap is trying to hold on to what he built, while others say he's just hurt and trying to protect himself. In any case, this isn't your regular breakup. This is a battle that's being fought on lives, in interviews, and through passive-aggressive posts on social media. One moment that stood out was when someone said, "It's all because of a piece of paper." That one line captured the whole mess. Marriage changes everything. When you're just dating, you can walk away. But once you're legally tied, it's complicated. There's squatters' rights, shared property, custody issues. You can't just dip. You gotta untangle everything. And for some people, it's easier to stay in something messy than deal with the headache of leaving. As for Pap, he seemed genuinely heartbroken. Not just angry, heartbroken. He spoke calmly, but his pain was clear. This wasn't just about a bruised ego. This was about trust being broken in the worst way. And hearing those voice notes from Remy probably didn't help. They showed that even when she claimed to be done, there was still something lingering, something emotional, something messy. At the same time, people are also questioning Remy's new music. One line from her song with Fat Joe caught people as attention. She rapped about shooting a friend over a band and asked what she'd do to someone she doesn't like. It's a bold line, hardcore, raw, and probably true. But when people already think you're moving grimy, lyrics like that can make them look at you sideways. She's always been known for being tough, but now some are wondering if she's just cold. So now the world is watching, waiting to see what happens next. Will Pap really go through with the divorce? Will Remy and Easy stay together? Will Clarissa stay involved or back off? And will this once inspiring love story end in court dates, diss records, and social media shade? One thing's for sure, this isn't the fairy tale ending fans were hoping for. But it's real, raw, and unfolding in real time. And whether people are tuning in for the drama or out of concern, one thing's clear, nobody saw this coming.